Crux sacra sit mihi lux, non draco sit mihi dux, vare retro satana, numquam suare mihi vana, sunt mala quelibas, ipse venena bibas.
Crux sacra sit mihi lux, non draco sit mihi dux, vare retro satana, numquam suare mihi vana, sunt mala quelibas, ipse venena.
And so this occurred, I was preaching a mission in the southern part of the United States of America, one of the southern states, and my helper, Dave, was driving. We went to the church where the mission was going to start on a Saturday morning. We got our materials and began walking up a kind of a steep incline to the front entrance of the church. Moving upwards, I just happened to look up naturally, and suddenly I saw the Virgin Mary in the sky above me, several miles up high, just her torso, like from her waist up, almost like Our Lady of Perpetual Help, almost that image. Very, very beautiful. And I'm looking at her, and it wasn't all that surprising to me in the sense that, you know, when you pray constantly, you have the abiding presence of the Lord with you. So I'm used to that presence of Jesus and Mary. Having a healing ministry, I've seen many, many miracles. And so I'm used to these kinds of things happening. I wasn't like shocked out of my mind. I was pleasantly surprised at how beautiful she was. I'm watching her. And she's kind of big, actually. And Mary has something in her hands. I couldn't see what it was. It was dark, something in her hands. She's, of course, very gentle, very feminine. As I'm watching her, suddenly, whatever it is, something black comes out of this. I thought it was like a box or a cylinder, but something black came out of it, and I realized it was black fabric. So it was like a ream of material that a tailor might use to make a dress or a suit. It was like a ream of material, but you couldn't see from the distance where she was and from my perspective. Material came out, it was flowing out, began to spin in her hands, and this huge black material circled around the globe. It went around and came back where I saw it again. There's Mary, and it circles again like 5 degrees over, and again another 5 degrees over, and about 25 rounds, and the whole earth is blacked out from the sun. Totally black. And then I see in white, against this totally black background, in white letters, blackout. And then it all disappeared. Now that's interesting. And I told my partner, Dave, what I just saw. We both thought it was interesting. We didn't have any time to discuss it. We had to get in to get set up. So we went in and we gave a mission all day long in a healing service to this beautiful parish. We're all done now, about 5 or 6 in the evening. We're packing things up, going back out to the car. As we leave and pack things in the car, I just happened to look up again with nothing on my mind. Just naturally, I opened the door and looked up, and there she was again. The exact same image of the beautiful Virgin Mother holding this black thing in her hand. By now, I thought maybe that's the same ream. I'm watching her, same thing happens. It unfurls, it spins, the material circles around the globe maybe 20 times, but everything now is completely dark. Then I see the letters in pure white, black out. Then it disappears. I said, Dave, look, it just happened again. So he thought, that's really interesting. I wonder what that means. I said, well, it seems like a warning of some sort. We got in the car, drove about 10 minutes away to a parishioner's house to have like a Thanksgiving dinner, a thank you dinner afterwards for my team. So we went to the house of this beautiful parishioner and her husband. They had a nice dinner for us. We park on the street. Again, her driveway is very steep. We walked up her steep driveway to get into the house. And again, now the sun's starting to set. Again, Our Lady appears in the sky, exact same image, exact same black ring, unfurls, circles the earth. Everything is completely black. And the word blackout. And then it disappeared. I said, Dave, it just happened a third time. I didn't know what it meant at first. I knew it was serious, though. My first thought.
And what year was this, Father? Forgive me. What year was this happened?
This was about, if I remember correctly, about 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
Okay.
They might remember better than I do.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
So no problem. My only thought was the 3 days of darkness, because I saw darkness 3 times. So that was my one thought, is that Mom was maybe telling us to get ready perhaps for the 3 days of darkness, which could well, I still believe that's one of the secondary meanings of what they showed me. As I brought it to prayer, which is what you have to do, you have to bring these things to prayer before the Blessed Sacrament, and also talk it over with a spiritual director, which I did. It was a Catholic layman, though, who gave me the clue. I had thought about this, but I put it in the back of my mind till he spoke to me himself, just like yourself, Doug, or my brother Bill. There's some very faithful Catholic laymen, and we priests have to learn to listen to the laity. God gives all manner of gifts to the laymen and laywomen, and even teenagers. He can give them very special gifts. We have to learn how to listen to everyone, because you never know when and through whom God will speak. And so this good layman said, Father, have you thought about that vision that you had about the electronics and about maybe the shutdown of the churches with COVID-19? I told him, I have thought about it. So he spoke to me for a few minutes. I was very intrigued. I went home and brought it to prayer because he brought that from my memory, just like a year later, what I had been mulling over. And as I began to go into the deepest prayer, the presence of Our Lady became very strong, and she began speaking to me. And she seemed to confirm to me this is exactly what was happening. She said that the blackout actually had to do with the Eucharist. That with the COVID-19 and these incredible shutdowns, shutting down the churches worldwide, people were denied the Eucharist in many different ways in their sacraments. And I was remembering Padre Pio, how he said that the world would sooner cease to exist without the Eucharist than without the Sun. The Eucharist is the true Sun, and that was the blackout. That we were blocked from the very Sun. The S-U-N is the S-O-N. We were blacked out. He was blacked out from us. And then Our Lady asked me as I'm praying, I was, oh my gosh, I was thinking. She said, how many times did you see this? She asked me. And I said, 3 times. She said, where did you see it the second time? I said to her, at the church again, a second time. She told me in my spirit, that's because it's going to happen a second time. There's going to be another shutdown. Maybe the same scenario. I understand, I've heard recently that they're experimenting now with several horrible viruses like the Marsburg virus and other ones to release them. It worked so well the first time, why would they not do it a second time? That's the way these kinds of people think. But I received that in prayer, and this is private revelation, so we don't put 100% stock in any of these things. It's private revelation. But every time she or our Lord has spoken to me in many different things, it's always come true exactly as they showed me. So she said, this will happen a second time. And then she asked me, did you see it again? I said, yes, Mother, a third time I saw it. She said to me, where did you see it? I saw it over one of the parishioners' houses, over their home, the third time. The first 2 were at church. The third time was at a house. She said, that's because there will be a third blackout. And what that means is that the first 2 people could not go to church for Mass or for the sacraments, but they found a way to participate through their computers, through Zoom, through the internet, through the YouTube. The third blackout, even that will be blocked. And my sons and daughters will not be able to participate in Mass adoration, even electronically. That will be blacked out as well.
Father, you were talking